Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. So, oh shit. I hate that. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. You got a gold chain, or a silver chain, or you got a cross, or whatever the case is, and people find the need to wear them outside their shirts or their sweaters, or I've even seen some knuckleheads with their suit and tie, and they got this gold chain on the outside of their shit. That shit drives me crazy. Anyways, so I'm over here in Williston, Idaho, or Williston, North Dakota. Picked up this load. I delivered a load from Green Bay to Washington. So this guy, I was delivering to a job site. I had to get in this really tight area in Hunts Point, Washington. It's the builder there. I was delivering some stone. And he said that it's called Billionaire's Row. It's on Washington Lake, a beautiful area. But shit, just the house they were building was $19 million. He said the next door neighbor, I won't give the exact person, but it was either Zuckerberg or Bezos, lived literally right next door to where they're building this house. So he said, "Hey, why don't you go and take a look at the backside?" So it's a real, bougie, pristine neighborhood or whatever, and I got to bring a fucking flatbed trailer in there. And anyways, so I went out there and I looked next door to where Zuckerberg or Bezos live, which is one of their houses. And there was this boat out there, and I guess Washington Lake is like the biggest lake in Washington. It's huge. We live in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and I was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, minus my time in the military. But it was a big lake, and the boat, it wasn't a yacht, but it was pretty fucking big. I mean, it was beautiful. It was a nice boat. No, I don't have my fingertip or my fingers painted. It's slammed my damn finger at the shop weeks ago, and but anyways, not really part of the video, but I like to go on and on about things that happen to me in the video. So anyways, this builder, Brian, nice guy, and he when I was going into the town, because I had to go through in through Seattle to get to where this like cove is or whatever, and there was a cop that stopped next to me, and I had my beacon lights on, my four-ways on. So I called Brian. I'm like, "Hey, dude, is it all right if I go down the street, man? This is like nothing over 40 feet." He goes, "No." He said, "We're good." He said, "It's gonna be a little tight over there." I'm like, "Yeah, a little." But there was a cop sitting right next to him. Like, "Fuck, man, is this dude gonna pull me over and cite me or something?" He just waved. I waved back, and Brian said, "Yeah." He said, "They already called we already called the police department to expect you." He said that they already paid for the permits for the year on this house, $80,000 just for the permits to allow semis to go in there to deliver to this job site. That's insane. Anyways, so I was in the Sure this morning. So I picked up over there. I picked up in Wisconsin, headed over to Seattle, dropped there, went over to Tacoma, picked this load up. It's a load of piping, which if you guys are subscribers to my channel, you saw the way that I secure this. So I'm delivering this. I got here last night about midnight. I'm doing a 34 right now, and then I'll deliver Williston tomorrow morning, and then I got to shoot over to Billings and take another load down to Texas. So I've been rolling pretty decent, but anyways, it's not. I know I digress, and I apologize, but my brother Stevie K, what's up? Love you. Pastor Rick, love you. Jason Gilbert, love all you guys. I get a lot of people saying, "Well, you can fucking tell some stories, like you should write a book." So anyways, being that today is Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the girls or all the women out there. Whenever Mother's Day, my mom passed away a few years ago, but when I was a kid, Mother's Day, Father's Day, I'd make my mom and my stepdad was a fucking animal. But anyways, I would still, try to, I was young too. I was like, 9, 10 years old, and I'd make breakfast for them in bed or whatever. And I remember one time, this wasn't during Mother's Day, it was during Father's Day, and I gave my stepdad, Bob Dufay, a Happy Father's Day card. And my dad wasn't in my life. Like, he took off right after I was born. And he was such a prick, this Bob was. And I remember he gave me back the card and he said, give it to your real dad. I was like, holy shit, man. Fucking step-parents, man. They can degrade you, man. they can really fucking degrade you. So anyways, so when Mother's Day comes, I always think about, well, I was in the shower this morning, TMI, I don't think so, but I looked in my eye. It was the first time I was shaving, but you could see, I don't know if you could see that or not, I got a black and blue right here, and I looked, I was like, damn, that thing's still there, because I mean, well, I don't look, I mean, I have a mirror in my fridge in the morning when I get ready, but I don't look in the fucking mirror. I mean, I'm not vain like that, and I shouldn't be looking in the mirror anyways. But unless, obviously, you're pointing fingers at somebody and you're saying, well, blah, 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 but you don't look in the mirror. But anyways, I looked, I was like, damn, man. I said, holy fuck, where? And I thought back, and I was like, oh, shit. My wife popped me right before I left the house. No, I'm kidding. Hi, baby girl, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. No, actually, I was putting these those hard corner protectors. I was putting it up on the load, and when I went to move the strap, the thing came down, and I looked up, just bam, hit me right on my fucking corner of my eye. For a second there, I was kind of like, yeah, I thought somebody ran up on me and stole on me for a second. I was like, whoa, I'm like, fuck, man. I was like, I wasn't expecting it. It wasn't that I was like, saw stars or anything, but anyways, so, but then when I was shaving this this morning, I was thinking about, because I knew I was going to say that about my wife, that she popped me, which my wife never would. She's the best wife in the world. I'm a very fortunate man. I'm blessed. But I instantly went back, because today's Mother's Day, and I went back to, so I was in, I've only been married to my wife, and I was engaged twice, and I was in another long distance relationship before. I was engaged. So when I was over in Italy, I was in an airborne unit, and we got back from Iraq. I got an Italian girl pregnant, my son's mom. She struck me, gave me a black eye. She was a fucking hot little tempered fucking Italian. I was engaged. We were engaged, and then my second long-term girlfriend that I was also engaged to, we had broke up, and then we got back together, and then I was working all the time. I wasn't driving semi. I was doing construction work, and I took my crew out to go get some drinks or whatever and eat. But I knew that my two nieces and my nephew were coming to spend the night, because the girl I was with, I won't say her name, Carol. So, anyways, my brother and sister-in-law had dropped the three kids off, Sierra, Olivia, and James, to hang out with Carol's daughter, Courtney, and they were with us for the weekend. So they had arrived. I was gonna leave the bar, in like an hour, and my phone died, and she was calling and calling. She was a hot-headed bitch too. And so finally I told the guys, like, I gotta get going. I paid a tab, I leave, get home, and I didn't eat at the bar because I knew that she was making dinner. So she was all fucking, and she's half Italian too. I think it's the Italian ones that are crazy. That's not necessarily true, but anyways, so I say hi to my nephews and my niece, Courtney, blah, blah, and I go make a plate of food, and Carol's fucking flapping at the fucking mouth, and I'm like, man, just fucking chill, man. I sit down in the living room with my plate to hang out with the kids, and this bitch came right up on me, man. She flipped my plate of food, and pop, she fucking stuck me twice. And that ended the relationship, the engagement, everything. So, and then I dated this other chick, Christine, for a few years. We were living together, and we got all fucked up one night. And I can be a violent person, I won't go into detail on that. But never ever strike a woman. You know, even if they strike you, you can refrain. You can kind of, you know, refrain from. Is that a word? Refrain from striking them. I saw my mom get beat up by my step. It's just not cool. So, anyways, so she was. We were arguing. Blah blah blah. This is. I can't even remember what for. And I grabbed the fucking keys and I'm leaving because I'm not one that wants to sit around and argue. I'll just fucking leave. And I remember my wife and I when we were dating, we got into an argument, and I just walked over, grabbed the truck keys, and she's like, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going for a ride." I said, "I'll see you in a little bit." And I came back like an hour or two later after I cooled off, whatever. So anyway, so I grabbed my keys. Dumb move. I shouldn't have been fucking wanting to drive because I was fucked up. And right when I get to the garage, because the place we had, the garage was attached to the house. So I basically was just fucking hands fall asleep, man, all the time. So I go to open the garage door, and this bitch literally, because we lived in a tri-level, this bitch jumps on my fucking back, and she starts fucking wailing me right in my face, and I tossed the broad off, and I fucking left. And yeah, that was the end of that one too. So anyways, I remember my boy Delta, what's up? He's a subscriber to the channel. His aunt Sonia, my son used to go over to Sonia's house for like the weekends because he really got along with her kids and stuff like that. So I was working a lot of hours, and Sonia said, "Hey, I'm making dinner," and so she was gonna have the family over, this and that. It was like a Friday night or a Saturday night or something. And she said, "Don't be late," because I'm not the most punctual. Unless I'm in this truck, then I am very punctual because we have appointments, right? Flatbeds do have appointments, crane appointments, shit like that. So, anyways, lo and behold, I'm fucking late. And she held her composure till the end of the night or whatever, and then we were sitting there with the kids just playing, blah blah blah, and it was just like and we still are friends. So we were sitting in the living room, the kids are all there, blah blah, and we're having a glass of wine, and she's getting a little tipsy or whatever, and she goes, "You know what?" Because she had already known about the other women minus Christine hit me, because this was many years ago. And she knew about my son's mom hitting me. She knew about Carol hitting me or whatever. And she's like, "You know what, Kurt? I can really see why women want to strike you." I was like, "Holy shit." She goes, "Because you just have that face that, you know, like, damn, man. I mean, fuck." So when I was thinking about, I thought someone stole on me when the fucking corner protector hit me in my eye. I immediately thought about, yeah, women, they just want to strike you, Kurt, because you got a big fucking mouth, I guess. I don't know. So, but actually, that would be actually a fucking cool. So my cousin and I used to play this game. You could walk up on somebody that was in the game, and you could slap the living dog shit. I mean, as hard as you possibly could. Like, they're not expecting. They could be in a conversation, and you could just run up on them and smack the shit out of them. And I got big hands. So my cousin, he's just a little dude, and he would fucking get me all the time, man. And then so the game is, you can sneak up on somebody and slap the dog shit out of them, but now they can slap the dog shit out of you, because whoever you hit, now you get to hit them. But it can't happen right away. It's got to be planned. They need to have a game show like that, like fucking Real Nigga Challenge. Something like that. But anyways, so I wanted to get into this story. The time I actually was in the military and I got fish hooked. My face was fucking, I kid you not, was out to here. We were in our barracks, fucking them, you know, whatever. And we were gone 9 months out of the year training in foreign countries. So we were always gone. But when we got back to Garrison, because we were an infantry unit, we jumped into everywhere because we're an airborne unit. And so when we got back to Garrison, to the barracks or whatever, we had time off. So it was basically like fucking raping and pillaging, man. I mean, just getting fucking hammered all the time. So anyways, me and this one cat, he was in first squad, I was in third, or he was in first platoon, I was in third platoon. And his name's Owens, tall, skinny dude. He was a boxer. I didn't know that. So until he started boxing me. So anyways, me and Owens getting this fucking tiff. It was a Friday night, and COB comes, which in the military means close of business. COB came, and he and I had words already during Friday while we were at work. I thought they were just words. I wish they would have been just words. So anyways, my barracks room was up on the second floor. His is on the first floor. And me and my buddies were getting tanked up, getting fucking tuned up in the barracks, and we all take showers, not together. Actually, we did have a common shower, so we might have showered together. So we're getting ready to go to the club. Now at this point, it's probably like 10 o'clock maybe-ish. Getting tuned up, already dressed up in our clothes, because we would go to the clubs like dressed up. European clubs are way different than American clubs. And I hear a knock at the door. So we had 4 guys to a room, 4 guys to a barracks room. So we're all in our room, you know, listening to music, fucking drinking, getting ready to go, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, it's me and, I don't know, a few other dudes. A couple buddies I hung out with, and hear this knock at the door. And I open it, and it's fucking Owens. This dude is still in his BDUs, which, if you're not in the military, you don't... It's like now they have like ACUs or something, but back when I was in ITS in 92, they were called BDUs, the camouflage uniforms. They're called it's an acronym for battle dress uniform. This motherfucker is still in his BDU pants, his jungle boots, and a fucking t-shirt, and his ass is soaking wet. And he's like, oh, you want to talk shit now, motherfucker? I'm like, oh, shit. Like, where the fuck did this dude come from? And why are you sweating? I know Cops isn't on, and I know fucking... We don't even get American channels here, so you haven't been fucking watching some Tybo. Well, actually, I don't think they had Tybo back then. Regardless, he was sweaty for a reason. But at the time, I didn't think... Why would I think? Why are you sweaty? So he starts talking smack. Now, I'm in my fucking dress clothes, dress shirt. I got these Pucci Dantes on, and I got a fucking dress shirt. I mean, I'm dressed up to go to the club. And he starts fucking yapping. Well, because I'm already fucking tuned up from drinking, I'm thinking, shit, I just got to go in my wall locker and grab my fucking superhero cape. And I'll fucking beat this dude's ass, right? I got him by weight. I got him by muscle. He's tall, skinny dude. All right, whatever. So you would think that my ass would be like, you know what, let me get in some shorts, some fucking jogging pants, fucking tutu, whatever, you know. And so I step out in the hallway with him. And this motherfucker pops me quick. Bah, bah, bah. I'm like, oh shit. So anyways, I'm like fucking like, holy fuck. Like this got real quick. So anyways, now I'm not fucking tuned up anymore. I'm about to... I know I can't beat this dude by fucking swinging on him. So I got the weight and I got the strength on him. I can get him. Once I get my hands on him, then it's done. It's a wrap. So he's swinging. So I make a move on him. I do hit him, and then I get him in this fucking headlock. And I know it's my left side because this cheek was the one that it happened to. So I had him in the headlock. I'm like this, and I'm fucking haymaking this dude. I mean, I'm just fucking uppercutting, and he's about done now. So this motherfucker reaches his long ass, skinny ass fucking arm around my back, up into my mouth and literally grabs my fucking cheek. I had no idea what that move was called until many, many years later. This dude ripped I am so surprised that he did not rip my cheek in fucking half. He was, and his nails were digging. Dude, I had to let go because it was so fucking painful. I literally thought he was going to rip my fucking cheek off my face. So he's literally walking me like around the fucking hallway like a dog. I'm like, holy fuck, man. So anyways, one of my buddies runs up and fucking kicks him because he didn't even know I was fighting. He comes running down the hallway, literally kicks this dude off, and he's like, what the and then it was broke up. His face was fucked up from when I was hitting him. My face is really fucked up from the first 3 times he popped me and I didn't even see it coming. And my cheek literally, and I'm bleeding right out, and it's like, it's bad. So we had a thing called CQ, which is charge of quarters. So you had a sergeant and another enlisted person that kind of like security guards, kind of sort of like there's a desk on the first floor right by the entry doors, and you can't let people up in there. So it's like a 24-hour duty, and then you get the next day off. So I remember Sergeant Bonner was the CQ NCO, and I forget who his enlisted person was, but anyways, he was up at that point because he heard all the fucking screaming and everything, and he's like, man, we got to get you to the hospital. And Owens, he fucking just walked away because nobody wants to be it was called a blotter. So nobody wants to be on the blotter because if you get caught fighting, first off, it's a strike against the company. Now the first sergeant and the captain are gonna fucking be on the carpet in front of the man because you had a fight in your company. So we don't want that. So I told Sergeant Bonner, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm just going to walk myself over to the hospital. I'll come up with something. So he's like, you sure? So gave me a towel, some ice, and this and that. And I'm fucking, the hospital's like, I don't know, 50 yards away because we lived on an enclosed post. We were only just a battalion size. But anyways, with all the support troops and everything, it was, I don't know, maybe about 2,000, 2,500 people, whatever, something like that. So the hospital was, it was like close quarters everywhere. So I get to the hospital and I got to come up with a fucking lie because I can't say I got into a fight because then that's my ass and that's Owens' ass. And then we're going to end up fucking getting 40, which is called 45 and 45, which is 45 days restriction and 45 days extra duty. So, and they run them consecutively. So is that true? Like one after another? So the first 45 days, you can't go anywhere. You're restricted to post, always in BDUs, and then you get 45 days extra duty. So after you get off of work, if you're in garrison, you got to go and pull duty wherever the battalion needs you for 45 days. And a lot of times it's reduced rank. You got to pay money. It's a big deal. So I went to the hospital. I told them that I was running up the stairs and I was doing like 2 stairs at it. Back then I was in really good shape and I lifted a lot, but I said, I was fucking running up the stairs in my Pucci Dante, my dress shoes, and I slipped and fucking wrapped my face on the because we had concrete floors or terrazzo floors. There's no carpet. So anyways, so the story was very plausible and they had to believe it because nobody else was involved. So anyways, yeah, so I learned, and Owens and I were cool afterwards, but I learned that he was a boxer after that. And I also learned that when we got off of duty, he was in his room warming up. So that's why he was all fucking sweaty. He wasn't watching cops. But anyways, yeah, and then I remember I got my cousin Danny. I was training him. I trained my brother to get him his CDL. He backdoored me, no big deal, whatever. And then I trained my cousin to get his CDL, so we could put him in a hot shot and then eventually get in a truck. And so I was training him when I was driving for this Russian. We were in Tucumcari, New Mexico. beautiful day. We have been, back then we were running papers, so we were running pretty hard, and there's a Love's Truckstop over there on I-40 in Tucumcari, New Mexico. And we pull in the night before, wake up the next day, beautiful day. I'm, getting ready, whatever. And my cousin, he's getting ready, and he says, I said, I'm gonna run to the truck stop, get some coffee. So as I get, and we're parked a little ways away, and as I get to the door, the entry door, there's another guy coming towards me, and he's stocky dude, blonde hair, a little bowling back here, and then he was wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Didn't look like he was out of shape. He just looked like a normal dude. And I had sunglasses on, and it's relevant to the story. So anyway, so I open the door and I start walking in, but I see him coming, so I'm still in the doorway, but I'm stepped back, and I kind of have my hand holding the door like that. And as he comes through, he takes his elbow and he brushes my sternum, like my chest area here, super hard. He's like, get the fuck out of my way. I'm like, so, but as he's doing it and saying it, I'm not comprehending what he's saying. So I'm about to go out the door, and I'm like, what the fuck did this dude just say? So I was like, hey, driver, if you're having a bad day, you need to go back home, man. And he just looked over his shoulder and he kept walking. So I leave to go back to the truck, and I get to the truck, and my cousin's like, hey, I got to go take care of business. And I said, okay, yeah. So and he's like, what's the matter with you? I'm like, so I tell him what happened. He goes, I said, I'm gonna go back to the fucking truck stop. So I had to go clean the windshield anyways. So as I pull up to the fuel stop, I told my cousin, I said, I'll just drive you over, and then you can jump out, and I'll wash the windows and everything, fuel up. And he's like, all right. So I pull the truck up to the fuel aisle, and right when I'm getting out, I look at the door, and I'm like, that's that motherfucker right there. So I put the brake on, I fucking jump out of the truck, and I go, and he's he's carrying this plastic bag. And I ran up on him, and I'm like, don't you ever disrespect me, motherfucker. And I slapped his bag down, and I heard, psh, and I looked down, and it was those Starbucks fucking glass frappuccino things. He should have got his ass whooped just for having those. That's probably why I had him in a bag. He didn't want anybody seeing him. So anyway, so they hit the ground, they exploded. And I had my sunglasses. I'm like, don't you ever disrespect me like that, motherfucker. And dude hits me. And he hits me, and he grazes me. And I take off my sunglasses. I'm like, oh, you fucked up. So now I walk up to him, and we're fucking, and I didn't know that there was a crowd behind us. My cousin told me this afterwards, because my cousin, as soon as he sees it, he freezes right there. So now me and this dude are boxing, literally boxing outside of the fucking Love's Truck Stop in Tucumcari during the day. And this dude's throwing punches, and I just keep batting him down. And I see an opening, I fucking pop him. And he starts swinging. I'm just throwing his hands. I'm like, you had enough yet? You had enough? And he fucking goes to hit me, and I pop his ass again. But now this is going on. Now it seemed like it went on for like 10 minutes, but it was probably like 30 seconds or a minute, right? But my fat ass is saying, holy shit, man, I'm getting tired. So anyways, I'm starting to get tired because I keep swatting down his hands. And finally I said, I got to end this. So as soon as I fucking get to the point, like if I don't hit him as hard as I well, not as hard as I could, but if I don't hit him, because I hit him a couple times already, he already had a big ass swole eye on this side. And I'm like, damn, if he keeps coming at that, I gotta give him some justice here. So I just saw it open, and I fucking popped this dude, and he fucking hit the wall, and he just said, fuck this, man. And he actually picked up his bag that was with the broken frappuccinos, and he just started walking away. And I see him, and I saw the truck when it was like right by the opening. It was a YRC truck. They pull like a lot of doubles, and I look, and he's walking to that truck, and there's another, I assume is another driver sitting in the passenger seat, who probably gets shit on by this fucking dude all the time. And you could just see the dude's like, yeah, motherfucker, he got his ass beat. So anyways, when I turn around to go back to the truck, I see this fucking, it wasn't a crowd, it was probably, I don't know, 15, 20 people or whatever. And my cousin said when he got back in the truck, he goes, because he's like, "You want me to stay here in case he comes back?" I'm like, "Nah, he already had his medicine." And so anyways, my cousin was sitting there and he's like, "Yeah, man, we were watching the fucking fight and this dude beside me the dude next to me was saying, 'Oh, that big dude's just playing with him.'" I was like, "Dude, I wasn't playing with him. I just didn't want to get struck." So when I had to strike this dude, I had to make sure that it ended it, because my fat ass was getting winded big time. But anyways, that was the when I was a kid, junior high, we had this art teacher, Mr. Evans. I went to Walker Middle School, which was a pretty tough city school. It was a public school. A lot of blacks, Hispanics, blah blah blah. And I remember this dude, Troy Voigt, which we still stayed in contact like many years ago. Redhead dude, ginger. And Mr. Evans was a black dude, or unless he's passed away, I'm sure probably he's dead by now. But he was an art teacher, and he was a good art teacher, but he was a no-nonsense dude. You know, this was probably back in like, I'll be 56 this year, so I graduated in 88, so this is probably like 82 maybe, junior high, 7th grade. And Troy Voigt and I were talking shit to each other in the classroom. And Mr. Evans, being a no-nonsense, so the Milwaukee Journal, the city newspaper, they used to have a section in there called the Green Sheet, and that was like the comics and like local things or whatever. And Mr. Evans was actually in the Green Sheet. The Milwaukee Journal went and they interviewed him because he had the wood shop teacher make him up this wood paddle, a paddle that he would strike you with. And it said Board of Education. It was engraved in it. And it was a big ass paddle, man. I'm not kidding you. I mean, I could tell you fucking story after story about Mr. Derazinski, one of the fucking gym teachers, grabbed the fucking, like the tip of a fishing rod with like the whippy part, and he would whip motherfuckers in his gym class with it if you didn't listen. So anyways, Mr. Evans, he takes us both out in the hallway with the Board of Education. And we're like, damn, this dude's gonna fucking really, he would make you bend over. He'd whack you a couple times. He said, "You guys should be getting this." He said, "But I want you guys to come down to my classroom at the end of school day, and you guys are gonna fight." And I mean, we're like seventh grade, and I was always, the chubby kid, the fat kid. I was bullied when I was in junior high, and so we went down there. And actually, my real good friend, one of my other brothers, Chris Weaver, he was there, and. So Mr. Evans, Troy Voigt and I get down to the class. He makes us move all the fucking desks like a rink, like a ring, like a fucking fighting ring, not a rink, a ring. And then he gives us these old, big ass, ancient fucking boxing gloves. Like they were the leather ones, but they had like, they weren't smooth leather. They were like fucking calloused leather. So like when you got hit, it was like fucking road rash. It was fucking crazy. So Troy Voigt and I ended up boxing two rounds, and we became friends after that. But I mean I could, my buddies, my brother Stevie K is like, dude, you got the most stories, man. And they're, this is like the Dirty Chronicles, man. But yeah, so that was the time I got my ass whooped in the military. I considered an ass whooping. Other guys say, dude's face was fucked up, whatever. But I feel because he popped the shit out of me, and if it wasn't for my strength and my weight, I would have got my ass handed to me, man, for real. So, but yeah, I actually got into a fight in Tucumcari, New Mexico. And I have been struck by every woman that I've ever dated, minus my wife. I love her. But yeah, man, it's there's a lot of fucking Dirty Chronicles, man. I'm gonna have to do a guys only video on shit that we used to do back in the day. Like just guys, you know. I mean, my wife, she couldn't watch it. She'd fucking probably kill me. But anyways, and one more thing is, you know, I was driving, you know, out here, well, not North Dakota so much, but Washington, Idaho, Montana, and I mean, kind of all over the country. Like, you'll see, especially if you're driving semi, you'll see people with mountain bikes on the back of their vehicles or trucks, or you'll see people with RVs or motorhomes or this and that. And, you know, I look and I'm like, you know, man, it's like, I wish I had a passion. Because when people, I mean, there's people that are passionate about biking, fishing, camping, working out, you know, the homeless, charity work, you know, fucking kung fu. I mean, I want to be passionate at something, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it should be kung fu. But anyways, it's nice if you could be passionate about something. And I'm just not passionate about anything. I mean, of course, I love my wife, I love my life, blah blah blah. But I need to really be passionate about something. Or, I mean, I'm passionate about my wife and my son, you know. But I really want to be passionate about, you know, doing something other, you know, something that I really love, you know, like kung fu. So, anyways, I'm done being goofy. I'm gonna go back and take a nap. And please like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the stories. Stay tuned for more. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.